autocrats and dictators are unjustly detaining innocent Americans as pawns to advance their geopolitical goals. And so, Mr. President, I come to the floor today as families of these Americans have gathered in Washington to shine a spotlight on the plight of their loved ones and to support passage of the Americans Wrongfully or Unlawfully Detained Abroad Act of 2023, which is a bipartisan effort I'm leading with the ranking member of the Foreign Relations Committee, Senator Risch, as well as Senators Shaheen and Hagerty. This bill would make a simple yet meaningful change to lessen the burden on these families as they work towards the release of their loved ones. It would allow the State Department to cover travel and lodging costs for families to advocate for their loved ones' release in Washington. It would also advance efforts to support the mental health and well-being of detainees and their families. And it will eliminate a completely arbitrary distinction under U.S. law. Currently, if your loved one is being held hostage by a non-state actor, for example, a terrorist group like ISIS or Al-Qaeda, the government pays the cost for limited family travel to Washington. But if your loved one is being unlawfully detained by a foreign government, Russia, Iran, Venezuela, and the like, there is no such funding available. This doesn't make any sense. And Senator Risch and I are trying to fix it on behalf of American families who find themselves in unbearably difficult and painful circumstances. Now, this bill passed unanimously out of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Let me repeat that, unanimously. It's not and should not be controversial. This is the least we can do for families who lie awake wondering if their son or daughter, sister or brother will return home, who wonder if there's something else, just one more thing they could do to make a difference that would break the deadlock of their loved one's captivity. Maybe one more meeting with a U.S. government official or member of Congress. Maybe the right confluence of events to bring their child back home. So, Mr. President, I ask this body to give these families just a little bit of peace as they navigate an unimaginable nightmare. Surely cutting a bit of red tape, getting them a train ticket or a plane ride to Washington once or twice a year is not too much to ask. So I'm here to seek passage of this bill. I was going to seek unanimous consent requests. I understand that my colleague, the senator from Kentucky, Senator Paul, has a fiscal issue. I just met with him. We look forward to hopefully working it out and then being able to return to the floor to seek its passage. Until then, I yield the floor.